How to set up a responsive grid using Angular and Angular Material. If you need help getting started with Angular and Material from scratch, check out the link to a video up top and down below in the description where I walk you through the process. Links to the resources and source code in today's video will be available in the description below as well. Let's get started. Next, we want to go ahead and create a grid where we can display some products on this front-end web app. So what we need to do is navigate back to VS Code again, and we want to create one more component today, and we're going to go ahead and call this just grid to keep it simple. Hit enter so we can create this, and then we just need to run through the process of again importing this into our app. So now that you guys are getting the point, I'm just going to go directly into the app.ts. And I'm simply going to, underneath our hero, say grid, and then just go ahead and click this so we can bring in this import statement. And then in the app.html, bring it in with app-grid, like so. So now I can navigate into the grid component itself right here. And what I want to do is go to the grid.ts file. So we're going to be bringing in two components into this. First, we want to bring in the mat button module, and we also want to bring in the card. But just so you guys can see where this is on Angular Material, I'll navigate back to Angular Material, go to components, navigate down to the card right here, select this one. You guys can see an example, go to view code, TypeScript, and then all I need to do is bring in the mat card module like so. So I'll just go ahead and underneath the mat button, just bring in the mat card module. Next, I can navigate to the HTML here in Material. Just go ahead and copy this. Go ahead and open back up my locally hosted URL so we can see this come together. And I want to navigate to the grid.html. I can get rid of this default. And I'm going to house everything inside of a section element here. And inside of this, I'll create an h2 with the class of heading and just go ahead and say products. And after this h2, I'll create a div with the class of list, and then just go ahead and inside of this div, paste in the default mat card. And if I look at this down below, you guys can see that we still have some work to do because it's not correctly styled, but we are successfully bringing in the default card component right here because we can see it. So what we need to do from this point is I'm going to go ahead and bring in some custom SCSS. So I'll navigate to the grid.scss and I'll go ahead and paste in this styling. Nothing super complicated is going on here. All we're doing is setting up a basic responsive grid for our products and just centering and styling this subheading a little bit. And all the way at the bottom, you guys can see the media queries that are making this completely responsive. If you guys need help with some of this CSS throughout today's video, make sure you check out the link down below in the description to an HTML and CSS video where I walk you guys through exactly what's going on here. Now back in the grid.html, we want to start off by getting rid of some of this default content here that we do not need. So up here at the top, the first thing we're not going to need is we don't need this mat card header. So I'll go ahead and select this, delete it. And then we want to get rid of this appearance right here because we don't need that and we're not going to be replacing it with anything. Then the image down here, we could change everything out, but I find it a little bit easier just to delete it and create a new image right here. It's just less confusing overall. So for our first image, we'll say /iphone.png, and you guys can see it successfully displaying. And I'll just say alt for now, product 1. Then inside of the mat card content, we're going to get rid of this paragraph, create an h3, and I'll just go ahead and say product 1. Then underneath this, we'll create one more h3 with the class of price, and then just say price here. Then within the mat card actions, we're going to get rid of these two buttons right here. I'm going to create a new button with the class of btn. And I'm going to say add to cart. We want to create a mat button, but instead of this just being a normal mat button, we want to make this filled. And now you guys can see it being styled correctly. And the reason it's yellow is because I actually included that in the custom SCSS. Again, you guys can see that if you want to take a look at it down here underneath button. You can see the background color is changed to yellow, and in some cases it doesn't like to interact real easily with custom SCSS as far as it integrating with material components. So if you can't get a normal styling to work, make sure you add the important clause at the end of your styling. So that's going to be it for our grid, but you guys can see we only have one product displaying. At this point, what we can do is we can hard code in 2 more items, for example, like so, by pasting it down below. But this is not really the most efficient way to display our products. So what I'm going to do is get rid of those 2 that I just pasted in, and we're going to go ahead and navigate back to the grid.ts. And what I'm going to do within the export here is I'm going to paste in a basic array of objects. So what's going on here is I'm bringing in 3 different objects, and it's important that each one has a unique ID, SKU value, whatever you want to call it, but you need to start off with a unique integer value here for each one of your products. So I just kept it simple and called it SKU. Then I have the name of the product as a string, the price as a floating point number, then the image as a string. And all this is doing is displaying the image. And down here for the HP laptop, I actually need to include the slash as well. So we have 3 products right here, each in an individual object of its own with a unique SKU value. The next thing we need to do is navigate back to the grid.html. And inside of this div with the class of list, we want to go ahead and create a loop. And the best way to loop through information and display it dynamically in Angular is going to be the new @for right here. This is going to function more like a basic JavaScript loop. So the days of using the old methods are over. If you guys aren't using this, this is the most up-to-date and most efficient way of looping through data inside of Angular. So I highly encourage you guys to start using this loop. And then here we can create parentheses, and I'm going to start off with product of products. So what's going on here is, long story short, is we're using the products array, and then we're looping through each individual object using product. Now after products, we need to include a semicolon, and then we need to track a unique value. So I'm going to specify track and say product dot SKU. And that's why it was so important that we have a unique value. This can be SKU, this can be ID. You can really name this whatever you want. Just make sure you keep it simple and you have a unique integer value for each one of your objects inside of the array. You guys can see that we're getting an error here because we haven't finished our for block. So what we need to do is, just like in JavaScript, after this, we want to include our curly braces here, and then just go ahead and move our mat card into the curly braces like so. And now you guys can see everything is just duplicating right now because we actually need to dynamically display all of the information. And right now we're still hard coding everything in. So we'll go ahead and start off with the image. So here for the SRC, we actually need to wrap this in square brackets. And that's only going to be for the SRC, nothing else. Get rid of this hard-coded value, and we want to say product.image. And I need to make sure to spell that correctly. And then for the alternative text, we'll get rid of this, use double curly braces, and say product.name. And this, I can go ahead and copy this line right here and just go ahead and paste it where it says product 1. And now you guys can see that the images are dynamically displaying along with the titles, and we need to do the same thing for the price. So I'll go ahead and just paste this in, but instead of product, I will say price, and then put a $sign in front of this. And that's going to be it for our dynamic product grid. You guys can see each one of our items dynamically displaying on our front end here by using the @for loop and our products array.